بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه كما يحب ربنا ويرضاه. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله الناصح الأمين. اللهم صل على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تمسك بسنته إلى يوم الدين. ثم أما بعد، يا عباد الله، الحمد لله على نعمة الإسلام والسنة. All praise and thanks belong to Allah for guiding us to Islam and for guiding us to the Sunnah. Alhamdulillah hamdan kathira. The Prophet ﷺ, he directed us to a very important affair, a very important matter that unfortunately many of us neglect. Even though we claim religiousness and we claim to be devout and the like, and even though we may put forward some actions that are conducive and consistent with that, you find that when it comes to this very essential matter, many of us are neglectful. And that is, as the Prophet ﷺ, he said, طَلَبُ الْعِلْمِ فَرِيضَةٌ عَلَى كُلِّ مُسْلِمٍ, that seeking knowledge is obligatory upon every Muslim. And this is because the ilm, it is that which everything else is built on. And ilm قبل القول والعمل. Because because knowledge, it precedes statements and actions. In order to do and to say, we have to first know what to do and how to do it, what to say, when and how to say it. So it has to be built upon ilm. Because as the saying it goes, كَيْفَ تُؤْمِنُ بِشَيْءٍ تَجْهَلُ. How can you believe in something that you're ignorant about it? If you're ignorant about it, then how would it be possible for you to properly believe in it? And likewise, كيف تكون بشيء تجهله. How can you establish something that you're ignorant of? If you're ignorant of it, then how can you establish it? How can you do it? How can you carry it out properly and the like? It is incumbent and it is a must that we not only understand the superiority of ilm as relates to ourselves, but that we understand the superiority of ilm as relates to our families and the role of ilm inside of our lives and inside of the lives of our families and inside of the lives of the ummah in general. Because that which is plaguing the ummah today, that it is the disease of ignorance. It is the disease of ignorance. And how that disease is alleviated is by the seeking of knowledge and the application of knowledge. وَإِنَّمَا الْعِلْمُ بِالتَّعَلُّمِ. And verily, knowledge is acquired by seeking it. If we sit upon our hands, knowledge is not going to come to us via osmosis or the like. It is not going to just pop into our heads because we would like it to, but rather we will have to put forth effort and to strive. The Prophet ﷺ, he said in a famous hadith مُتَفَقٌ عَلَيْهِ من حديث معاوية رضي الله تعالى عنه. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من يرد الله به خيرا يفقهه في الدين. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, he said that whoever Allah wants good for, He gives them understanding of the religion. Whoever Allah wants good for, then He gives them understanding of the religion, fiqh of the deen. And fiqh of the deen is not restricted to just jurisprudence, but it means a general understanding of the religion, understanding of the proper belief, understanding of the proper methodology, understanding how to properly worship, understanding the proper adab, the proper characteristics, conduct, and the like. This is what is understood, that an individual, they understand the religion and what they are required to do, when they are required to do it, how they are required to carry it out, so on and so forth. And also what is understood from this hadith is the opposite. مَنْ لَا يُرِدِ اللَّهُ بِهِ خَيْرًا لَا يُفَقِّهُ فِي الدِّينِ. What's understood is also the opposite, which should terrify each and every one of us. That those whom Allah does not want good for, He does not give them understanding of the religion. He does not give them understanding of the religion. وَهَذَا جَزَاءُ مِنْ جِنْسِ الْعَمَلِ. And this is because the punishment will be in accordance and appropriate to the crime. The person themselves turned away from the turuq al-khayr. The person themselves, they turned away from the ways of good. The person themselves, they turned away from that which will attain for them good. So therefore, because they turned away from good, because they didn't want good, Allah is not going to good for them. This should terrify each and every one of us. When it comes to the aspects of the religion, we have to ask ourselves how diligent, how hungry, in other words, are we to acquire knowledge? How hungry are we to learn about our religion? How enthusiastic are we to learn about our religion? And if not, why not? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says in His noble book, إِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهَ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاءِ. Allah Ta'ala, He says in His noble book what means, verily, innama, the only ones who truly, innama, the only ones who truly fear Allah from His slaves, then they are the ulama. Those who truly fear Allah from His slaves, they are the ulama. Why? Because the alim, the true alim, the one who has ilm of the religion, the one who has ilm, he has knowledge about Allah. He has knowledge about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He has knowledge about the deen of Islam, al-adillah, with proofs and evidences. The true alim, because of his knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then that will translate what? Into his khashya. That will translate into his knowledge-based fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The more we learn, the more we know, then our taqwa, it will increase. And that is if the ilm is applied. If the ilm is not applied, then the individual, they will bring for themselves nothing but destruction, nothing but misery. So the object and the objective of learning is so that we may apply that in which we learn, seeking the pleasure of our Lord Jalla wa'ala, seeking the pleasure of our Lord Jalla wa'ala, and those who seek to know so they may implement. Those who have ilm, those ulama, then they are the ones who truly fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the way, by way in which we will truly fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So with that being the case, who then therefore would not want that? Who then therefore would not want to achieve the likes of that, of having true fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Who wouldn't want that after knowing that the Jannah is for the muttaqun? إِنَّ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ مَفَازًا. Verily, there are for those who truly fear Allah, those who truly have taqwa, there is for them mafaza. There is for them that great success, which is Jannah. It is for those who truly fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So why would we want to deprive ourselves of that means by way in which we will attain true fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we know better? Why would we want to deprive ourselves from ilm? And we know the virtues of ilm. And if we want ilm, then we have to take the ways of getting it. Because إِنَّمَا الْعِلْمِ بِالتَّعَلُّمِ. Because verily knowledge is acquired through seeking it. هذا أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولجميع المسلمين فاستغفروا فإنه هو الغفور الرحيم. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد. يا عباد الله، قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه الكريم: يرفع الله الذين آمنوا منكم والذين أوتوا العلم درجات. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says in His noble book, which translated means Allah raises those who believe from amongst you, and He raises over them those who have knowledge in degrees. Those who have knowledge, they are raised over the believers in many degrees, meaning they are raised over the general masses of the believers in many degrees. All of us, we want for our children success and to be successful. All of us, we want for ourselves success and to be successful. Yet, we deprive ourselves and we deprive our children from that which will gain the ultimate success. I'll give you an example to show our negligence as relates to this affair. When it comes to the aspirations that we have for our children, that we encourage them to have for themselves, you will find that they are lacking, they are wanting. They are wanting because they are aspirations that will either end at the grave, or they are aspirations that will end at retirement. Because we encourage them to be a doctor, we encourage them to be an engineer, we encourage them to get these high degrees, master's degree, doctorate degree, PhD, so on and so forth. And we encourage them about those things and those sciences that will help them, that are keys for them in order to do this. So for example, if we want them to go into the medical profession, then our focus will be upon math and sciences, because this is the keys for that particular profession. Our focus will be on math and sciences, and we will do whatever we have to do to help them in their pre-algebra, to help them in algebra 1 and algebra 2, trigonometry, so on and so forth, right? Calculus, we will help them, get them tutors, bring them to centers that will help tutor them and to get them proficient, put them online and put them in programs online and so on and so forth to help them gain proficiency in these things, because they are tools, they are keys. But at the same time, those things which are keys to that which will go beyond the grave, we are neglectful of. Lugha al-Arabiya al-Miftah. The Arabic language is a key. It is a key. You have from the sciences, those sciences that are keys. They are ilm wa alat. They are the keys, the sciences that are keys. They help us into understanding other sciences. Like the science of Nahu, like the science of grammar, like the science of sarf, the science of word morphology, like the science of qawa'id al-fiqhiyya, like the principles of fiqh, like usul al-fiqh, like those fundamental principles of fiqh, like usul al-tafsir, those fundamental principles as relates to tafsir, like mustalah hadith, like those fundamental principles in the jargon of the science of hadith. All of these things are keys, mafatih. They are keys. They are keys to what? Towards helping us to understand the book and the sunnah. How we as relates to encouraging our children and ourselves first and foremost as relates to the attainment of these keys. And if we ourselves are devoid of these keys, then what should we be surprised that the doors are not opening for us? The doors were not open for us. The doors of understanding were not open for us. Why? Because we don't have the keys. So now how seriously are we? Because it's easy to claim, no, I'm serious, I want to learn about my religion. Okay, so how are you with your keys? How does your key ring look? How many keys have you acquired? So that you may gain understanding. As authors mentioned, the ulama, they mentioned, لولا الكتاب والسنة ما تعلمنا العربية. They said that if it wasn't for the book and the sunnah, we would not have learned Arabic. We would not have learned Arabic. For what? The purpose of learning Arabic is to understand the book and the sunnah. The purpose of learning Arabic, because the Arabic, it is a key towards understanding the book and the sunnah. The book is in Arabic. The sunnah is in Arabic. Are we going to rely upon a crutch? The translation is a crutch. And not a very good crutch. Because at times it does its best. But you know, a crutch is not like your leg. A crutch is not like your leg. If a person were to give you an option and say you can have a crutch for the rest of your life, or you can do that which will make your leg strong and you can walk upon your own leg, would you say, give me the crutch? Crutch is fine. I take the crutch. For what? I take the crutch. Crutch easy. It's here, it's available, it's right now. You'll say, no, I take the crutch for now because I understand the importance of walking and being able to be mobile. But the reality of it is, whatever I have to do with physical therapy, whatever many times a week I have to be there, I'm going to be there because I need my legs strong. Because I want to walk upon my leg, I want to discard this crutch. That's how it works when it comes to the dunya, just walking around, right? But when it comes to the deen, we're sufficient with a crutch. Oh, it's a crutch. That book translated? What do you mean the book translated? Did you learn Arabic? So forget the translation and the translator. You understand? These translators are a problem. Yes, they are. They're a problem. Because they obscure, at least in the people's perception, what is real ilm. You have individuals that go and they say, so-and-so alim so-and-so, so-and-so, sheikh fulani. But the extent of their studies, the studies of the Arabic language. So he's sheikh in what? Alim in what? Did we not just hear that the Arabic language is a miftah? It's a key. It gets you started. It is not the goal. It is not the final objective. It gets you started. So if that's all you got, then what have you attained in reality? Just because you know Arabic, it doesn't open up the doors for you to understand all of the religion. Because if that was the case, then every Arab upon the world who speaks the Arabic language would just by default understand the religion. But it's not the case. You have to study the religion. إِنَّمَا الْعِلْمُ تَعَلُّمْ. Knowledge is acquired by seeking it. Whether you're Arab or Ajam, doesn't matter. Whether you're Arab or not Arab, doesn't matter. You have to seek it. Everyone is on the same playing field. You have to seek it. So a person go away to learn Arabic, now he's Sheikh so-and-so. That's why we have all these problems, because we're putting the affair in the hands of people who don't belong in. We're putting the affair in the hands of people who are themselves juhal. They are themselves ignorant of the deen. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he told us this was going to be the case. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَقْبِضُ الْعِلْمِ انتزاعا, that Allah does not take knowledge away just like that. He does not grab it out of the hearts of the men, that a person knows and then they just forget everything. Allah does not take the knowledge away like that. Rather, Allah Ta'ala لا يقبض علم انتزاعا ينتزعه من الناس, just take it away from the people. ولكن يقبض العلم بقبض العلماء, but rather he takes the knowledge by taking the ulama. He takes the knowledge by taking the ulama. The ulama, they die. The ulama, they die. Naam, istami'u, the ulama, those who have reached levels of knowledge, those who have gone through the origins and that which will, the manner, the proper manner and methodology of acquiring knowledge, those who have studied the kitab and the sunnah, they know these aiding sciences and so on and so forth. They have studied for years upon decades. 30 years, 50 years. Some of them have studied longer than I have been alive. Ulama, those who have attained true knowledge, Allah takes them. Do you see the what is mentioned? Those who have sought knowledge, the proper way of seeking knowledge for years, taking it from the hands of the people of knowledge. For years, decades. But now we're in such a state that a person, they go away for 4 years, 6 years, we say he's alim. He went for mufti, 6 years, 10 years, mufti. What? Is this real? Is this the situation that we find ourselves in? There was a time when the ulama from the past, I don't know how a person can speak about this issue or that issue as relates to divorce, and they haven't memorized these hundreds of thousands of hadith. Thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of hadith that have not memorized and understood them, and you want to speak about the deen? Now we have the individuals who mufti, never read Sahih Bukhari. Never read, I didn't say memorized, never read Sahih Bukhari. And even if you memorize Sahih al-Bukhari, all of the deen is collected in Sahih al-Bukhari. There are other books, there are other hadith that are not contained in Sahih al-Bukhari that you will need to understand the religion. And understand that Imam Bukhari himself, when he penned down Sahih al-Bukhari, this was only a portion of what he knew. It wasn't everything. It was a portion. Do you understand? إِنَّمَا عِنْدَ التَّعَلُّمِ, knowledge is acquired by seeking it. The problem when the real ulama died, and we look to these individuals who have just gained some proficiency in the Arabic language, and we take them as our ulama, those who don't really understand the religion, and we find calamities. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, حَتَّى إِذَا لَمْ يُبْقِ عَالِمًا, until there are no more scholars left, no more real scholars, no more real ulama, none of them left, no more. What's going to happen? The people's needs don't stop. Do you understand? The people's needs to have an Islamic verdict does not stop. They still want to be in need. So then they will do what? اتخذ الناس رؤوسا جهالا. So the people will take as their leaders ignorant individuals. They will take as their leaders juhal, those who are ignorant about the deen. فَسُئِلُوا فَأَفْتَوْا بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ. So they will be asked and then they will give fatwa without knowledge. You want to know what is a fatwa without knowledge? A fatwa without knowledge is a fatwa that goes against the book and the sunnah. It goes against the proofs and the evidences. It goes against the dalil. It goes against the proof and the evidence, the dalil. I want you to understand that. It goes against the proofs and the evidences. Because how you be able to determine whether or not this statement is true is because it is in accordance to the proofs and the evidences. If it's not in accordance to the proof and the evidences, then this is an indication that that statement it is wrong, it is incorrect, it is erroneous. So I want you to understand that well. That is the reality. So now you will understand the motivation of those people who tell you, don't ask me for the proof. If I tell you that's it, don't ask me for my proof. What is that an indication of? What is their agenda? Because they're hiding the fact of their ignorance, they're hiding the fact of their being astray. Because the Prophet ﷺ, when these people, when they give fatwa without knowledge, what did the Prophet ﷺ say? فَضَلُّوا وَأَضَلُّوا. So they go astray and they lead others astray. They go astray and they lead others astray. So be warned, beware. Anybody tell you that if I talk to you about Islam, don't ask me for a proof, don't take nothing from that person. Don't take aim from that person. You cannot trust that person. Any person that comes to you and they talk about the deen of Islam, then they should be open book policy, transparency. Ask me for my proof, I will give you the proof in the time. Why? Because that which is correct is based upon the proof. That which is based upon a person's desires, based upon hawa, based upon khurafat, based upon superstition, based upon bid'ah, based upon innovation, then it is that which is devoid of proof. That's why they don't want you to ask them for their proof, because they don't got no proof. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as Allah ta'ala yuwaffiqni wa iyyakum bima yuhibbuhu wa yardah, wa an yaj'alna mubarakan haythu ma kunna, wa an yaj'alna mimman idha u'tiya shakar, wa tu'tuliya sabr, wa idha adnaba istaghfar, فإن هؤلاء ثلاث عنوان السعادة فأقيموا الصلاة